Hey, thanks for making it to the last video. This last one, I just want to quickly share with you ways that you can be supporting us and continue to support and encourage us as we transition into ministry with Lead 222. First of all is prayer. This is a huge God-sized thing that he's doing. It's really an interesting thing for me to think about how I've gone from small town Wisconsin boy to youth pastor at a church in Woodbury, Minnesota, to being positioned to invest in youth pastors and students all over the country and potentially the world. Uh, God has led it, but now we need to continue to seek Him, and myself especially just need to seek Him and ask His blessing on it. So would you please pray for that? Also pray for connections with youth pastors. I've met a lot of youth pastors over the years, and just pray that as I begin to share the story and the ministry of Lead with them, that the Lord would prompt them to want to get involved and to allow me and the Lead team to come in and serve them. Pray also that God would just help me acquire the Lead 222 culture and the systems that they have, and the way that they do things, the way that they talk, the way that they interact as a staff, especially as a virtual staff. That's going to be a new thing for me. How do I build a brotherhood and a teamwork with people from all over the country? And then finally, we continue to need to be support based. I praise God that Lead is enthusiastic about me continuing to coach tennis at the University of Northwestern, which will cover half of my support. In order to get things rolling with Lead, though, we have some new goals and some new systems to achieve. The first goal is we need to increase our monthly giving by $1,000 a month. And also, we need to come up with a reserve of $9,000 just as a safety net for our family that will cover if there's ever a month that full support doesn't come in, there's a low month, or somebody has to back out, or something happens with a family. That means we'll be covered and we'll be taken care of. Obviously, that's a very healthy and a good thing. On the front end, that's a big challenge, and that's something that that we need God, and we need people like you to come alongside of us and position us to be able to do this. So I know that we serve a rich and a generous God. And I remember reading something that D.L. Moody once said, that whenever you have a need, first tell God and then tell His people. And so we're asking and we're praying that you would be that you would do that or continue to do that. A couple other very practical things. Speaking of telling God and then telling His people. For those of you who live in the East Metro, one of the things I miss most about being a youth pastor is having an office, a place that I could go to work, a place that I could close the door and just focus and dial in. As you can see from the background, I'm sitting in my basement, which has essentially become my office. It's not ideal, and so I'm wondering, do you know, would you be willing to connect me with anyone who might have some office space that they'd be willing to let me use? Kind of a sneak in the back door, go to an office, close the door, not make any noise, anything like that. But just a place that I can go and really go to work, and it's a place that I won't be distracted, and I'll be able to get done what I need to, and then actually just be able to come home and be able to leave, the work stuff at work, and be able to be home and fully invested in my family, rather than the kind of the weird transition. Some of you I know work from home. The weird transition of, okay, I'm done with work, I'm going to go upstairs now, but everything is still downstairs, kind of where I was and where I left off. So I've been praying that God would create some office space for me in the Woodbury, Cottage Grove area. Another thing is, I've been praying that God would provide for a USB CD DVD drive that I can plug into my computer. My laptop doesn't have a CD or DVD drive, so I've been praying for that as well. And also, there is a fair amount of travel involved with this new position with Lead, and there are some systems in place to generate some for Lead to take a percentage of what comes in, and that gets turned back around into providing for that travel. But if you've got airline miles that you'd be willing to donate, that would be huge as well, just to help offset some of those travel costs as the opportunities come up for me to travel around the country and to serve youth pastors, their churches, and their students. So please pray. Please consider supporting us and partnering with us in this ministry. And if you have some of those other connections, that would be great. Thanks again for taking the time to watch these videos. God bless.